So IFC has been playing in this area since 1997. With some help from the GF, we established what possibly was one of the first risk-sharing facilities for industrial energy efficiency. We are still very much in this area, but it remains a difficult baby. Last year, IFC invested about 18 billion, 10.5 billion for our account, and we mobilized about 7.5 billion from other third-party private sector investors. And of that, 4.5 billion went to climate, and 2.3 billion was ours, so we almost got a 1-to-1 leverage ratio. I feel like I'm giving you the good news again. The bad news was only about a third of the climate investment that we put in was in energy efficiency, despite the fact that we're all acutely aware that this is the cheapest megawatt anybody can invest in anywhere. So we have been active in all of these instruments that colleagues have been discussing, and we have been supported, thankfully, with the same donor assistance to overcome the same barriers. And we've had a lot of internal kind of navel-gazing about why hasn't this gone viral, why hasn't it taken off? You know, agency costs, transaction costs, et cetera, is a constant drag. And we had one very enlightening chat with somebody from the IEA a while ago. And he said, yeah, all these are barriers. You know, you don't have the right financial instruments. You know, you have all these issues in the marketplace, lack of experience maybe, et cetera. But you know what our real problem is? It's just not sexy. It's just not sexy. Why can't we make this like investing in a lovely big wind turbine or some shiny solar panels? So this, and I'm going to ask now if we can play a little video in a second. Do we have our video queued up?
A sexy one.
It's a sexy video? No, well, you know, that's another joke. Who's looking after that for us?
Yeah, we're good to go. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so just to introduce, this is our attempt at making green buildings sexy. And the video that we're going to show, it comes from a South African client of ours who we persuaded, hand in hand with KfW, the biggest green building financier in the world, to build 5,000 mid to low income homes and get them certified with a new certification program, very low cost, extremely simple, very fast to transact, quite unlike LEED, I have to say. And they've agreed to get that certified. So the video is the South African client explaining to their homeowners what it is they're going to buy. And do we have a problem with the video? No, here it comes. Hopefully we'll have the wonderful... Oh, where's the sound? Ah!
Welcome to the IHS Green Channel.
The question on everyone's lips is, what is the residential greening program everyone is buzzing about? It's a list of technical measures that, when implemented, will reduce embodied energy of construction materials, water and energy by at least 20%, measured by edge, as well as the operational or living costs of a building. So, what do you think of greening?
It's expensive.
It's complicated.
I just don't see the point.
Well, we see differently. Here's why. Did you know greening a building is as easy as 8 steps, and you have 37 interventions to base specifications to choose from in 3 basic categories. For instance, take energy. Only a 20% saving is needed, and with 21 interventions to choose from, just pick. How about water? Again, only a 20% saving needed, and such simple applications. And lastly, think materials. Doable? We think so. Quite simple, really. Expensive, I hear you thinking. Let's see. Meet the Normans. They live in an average, affordable home, paying only 992 Rand per month for lights, water, and heating. It sounds reasonable. Perhaps. But here is where it really gets good. Have a look at one of our homegrown case studies involving a greenhouse owned by none other than the Greens. On average, the Greens are saving 25.5% on their energy, leaving the Normans looking a little drained. In the water race, the Greens are on the lead with a terrific 27.5% savings month on month. Again, we find the Greens in front with a staggering 47% less energy emissions released than the Normans. Much better neighbours if you ask us. Although the initial investment of building green may be marginally higher, somewhere in the region of between 9,000 and 12,000 Rand, the Greens experience much more reasonable living costs and saving up to a massive 40% annually with a significantly better quality of life. So, how do we do this? It's a simple 3-step process to get these greening benefits. 1. Design. Use the EDGE tool for design changes. Get your design certificate.
Yay!
Then, 2. Construction. In order to get your as-built certification.
Yeehaw!
And last but certainly not least, 3. Operation. Living more efficiently at a cheaper cost. This involves educating the occupants of the house to capitalize and embrace the green opportunity and the benefits it brings them, including the use of smart meters to measure water and electricity. A greenhouse is only as good as its occupants' awareness and buy-in. But why do this?
I think at this point we probably know the why.
Because by 2050,
So
over 40...
whoever's got their finger on it, lovely, lovely. It just goes, you know the story from here on. So, so this isn't something IFC's ever done before, and we really had to think long and hard about whether we were going to put all the time and effort into mounting essentially our own green building certification program. We had seen what the adoption by financial institutions of something called the Equator Principles had done to financial flows for project finance, international project finance. And the Equator Principles had been based on IFC's own environmental and social standards. So we kind of knew that we had a convening ability. And we also had a bit of a whiz, a green building specialist who had worked with a lot of our clients and had fundamentally transformed our construction investing into 70% green investing. And green buildings is now, thanks to the tool behind this certification program and the growing team of green building specialists at IFC, it's now, this year, about 54% of all of the energy efficiency that we do is green buildings. And we see this as a huge opportunity. We've reached out to third parties to do the certification to keep the costs down and to have people in country really understand what's going on and to make sure that when we calibrate our tool to each country environment, the building standards and local costs, etc., that it's properly validated. And the baseline, as you said, baselines are difficult to do. Well, we can do it kind of once for a country and then feed that into a tool that can look after homes, hotels, hospitals, and offices and retail space. So I could talk forever on this because it is my night and my day, but I just want to let you know about it, let you know that we're partnering with people like the bilateral private sector investment banks in the UK, CDC, in France, that's Proparco, in the Netherlands with FMO. We're working actively with IADB and also with KfW, as you've just seen from the shot there. And that's happened organically. We haven't until now really been ready to reach out proactively to look for partners. So we thank the organisers here very much for giving us this platform to let everybody know about what we're doing with EDGE. Our aim is 20% age-certified buildings in 2021 in the countries that we're going to. We give it a 7-year lead time, and then we're going to hit 20%. Okay, thank you very much.